Conquest for the Stranger / Khmer. I'm here giving you the Sector 1 cheeses that you need and deserve. Let's break this down. Welcome to Conquest Sector 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of your journey towards unlocking the Stranger, who seems to be an absolutely incredible unit, especially if you've got the likes of Starkiller and Malicos. Let's see what the feats are that we need to achieve today. First of all, take 50 bonus turns. There's a number of teams that are very, very good for this. In particular, if you've got Gungans, that will be an easy time for you. Attempt to inflict Stagger 60 times. I've got a 1 battle feat cheese for you on that one. Win 10 battles with a full squad of tanks. This is the only one that is kind of awkward, but not too bad all in all. And then finally, win 10 battles with Brutus surviving. Not a problem at all. We have got 2 boss nodes over here. The end sector boss is the Rancor. We've got some weird feats going on here. These are old Rancor teams and a CLS team over here. Well, a CLS team of 1. Oh yes, very good. And the mid-sector boss is, of course, Seer Junda. We need to win with kicks in the squad. This is mislabeled. This kicks in the squad is actually win with kicks surviving, okay? And then win with Jacastanu. I don't know if she needs to survive, but it's definitely kicks needs to survive in that. All right, now, Brutus does need to survive apparently in his battles as well. Let's get going. But actually, before we begin, let's talk a little bit about teams to look out for. I always like to find a Droidica node. Droidica node is very good for cheese, especially the Stagger feat. So if you can find one with Newt one, preferably without GG. You don't really want GG coming in and ruining your day there. But hey ho. Let's actually start with that cheese. I will say that if you are a person that's bought the Conquest Pass Plus and you've got access to Booming Voice nice and early, this makes this a lot easier, but it is not necessary. You do not need to have that at all. You can probably do this with no data discs. As you saw, I've got no data discs equipped at the moment, and we can go in and do it. Now, there's a core, which is up here. This is your core team, your CLS, your Chewbacca, your Han, your C-3PO. And then the ideal last person is Veteran Smuggler Han Solo. The reason he's important is because his basic over here is True Shot. Deal physical damage to the target enemy with a 50% chance to attack again. This chance is doubled if the target is debuffed, so if they're stunned or if they've got, exposes, he will inflict Stagger for 2 turns when he attacks again. Alright? So that's basically it. He's got Stagger on a basic, that's what we're looking for. You can actually use the likes of SM33, okay, because SM33 is another individual that has got Stagger on a basic, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I like to use Veteran Smuggler Han Solo is because, well, he's more accessible. A lot of people have got him thanks to farming Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. If you've got Booming Voice, this means whenever CLS attacks, everybody else is going to attack, which means more staggers, okay? So, we've done this cheese a number of times, ladies and gentlemen. What we're looking to do is let Droidica get into damage immunity, and then we're going to put Tenacity down on him, and we are going to control him into the ground. I'm going to try and get rid of the Geonosian Brooder Alpha at the start. We want to start immediately placing everything that we possibly can to get rid of units. You do want to get rid of GG. The secret to getting rid of GG, as you saw there, we did the ground and pound with Chewbacca. That ground and pound is dispelling the stealth. We can then flip it on back and reverse it with CLS, getting him into that wonderful call to action. And in call to action, he can ignore taunt, which actually means we can go right after General Grievous. So we want to go after him. And then we do want to kind of get, well, actually, I'm gonna stun Maggie over here. And we need to wait for that Droidica to go into damage immunity. Now, normally he'll roll up first time, but it looks like he went straight in for the damage on our Han Solo this time. You might have some issues over here. You can see over there we've got our Stagger. We are just waiting for Droidica to go in damage immunity. Let's have a look. Yep, let's let Droidica roll up in a second. There we go. Droidica is rolled up. Great. So all we need to do now is we need to get Tenacity down on him. Now, that comes from Chewbacca's basic, but I do want to get rid of the Extortion, because we want to make sure that we can get that Tenacity down and then just start working away on Droidica. Now, whenever we do basics, almost with anybody, it's going to be removing turn meter from Droidica. The only exception is, of course, characters like Veteran Smuggler Han. He can't actually remove. But once you've got it once, you should be actually absolutely okay. Let's go ahead and stun Droidica over here. We do need to get extra people called in to assist. I'm going to place this over here because CLS can remove quite a good amount of turn meter. I'm going to get out of call to action right now. And then we just want to try and control that. So I do want to get rid of Newt because he is a bit of a pain. So let's just get rid of Newt. And when you get to here, you just go select auto and basic. Okay. Now this can be done quicker and easier with datacrons, with data discs. But once you get to the damage immune droidica, that has stunned. He's got his stacks of confusion. You can literally just go full auto basic, and eventually. Ooh, I've just seen actually. We do have extortion over there on veteran smuggler Han Solo. I do want to get rid of that because it is actually slowing us down. Is the thing? It slows down. It reduces your speed. So let's get rid of that. But yeah, once this happens, every time he's double tapping, he is going to be applying a stagger. If you do have booming voice, that means every time CLS does any sort of ability, he's going to be calling him to assist, attacking twice. And you just leave this go for whatever time you've got left. The quicker you can get it to this point, the better off you're going to be. Leaving it go for 2 minutes, you should be able to get all 60 in one battle. Now, it's not the only thing you have to do. This is pretty straightforward. It's not the only way you can get stagger. Sorry, there are other ways of getting stagger. You can use things like Bastila Shan Fallen. Her Fear AoE is an AoE stagger. You can use characters like EP Mara Jade, also has an AoE stagger. You can use characters like Krennic. Krennic has an AoE stagger. Phoenix with Sabine Wren, she has AoE staggers. All those sort of good business. There's loads of options available to you. This is just the way of getting it done in one battle. Excellent. Now, if you're looking to do bonus turns, the best way of getting bonus turns done is definitely to be using Gungans, basically. Gungans against any team that's got a lot of TM generation, something like a Mon Mothma team over here, you will pretty much get between 20 and 50 bonus turns in one battle because of Jar Jar Binks, okay? Jar Jar Binks has got an amazing capability of passing bonus turns, not only to himself, but also to random Gungan allies. You can see it over here in his unique. Where is it? If different enemies take consecutive turns, a random Gungan ally gains a bonus turn, but not only that, if there is an active shield generator, which happens with a full squad of Gungans, Jar Jar has 1000% evasion. Whenever a character gains bonus turn meter, Jar Jar has a 1% chance of gaining a bonus turn, increased to 10% if it is the enemy. Whenever this bonus turn occurs, Jar Jar can't gain another bonus turn this way for 2 turns. Now, that seems to have some weird interaction in Conquest. It feels like it's constantly triggering, so you want to be going up against a team that has got a lot of turn meter generation, okay? So you could use something like Momo. Momo's got loads of turn meter generation, especially if it's got Hoth Rebel Scout in there. This one doesn't, but it's still loads of turn meter. Alternatively, even under a OG Rex, if we check out Rex over here, now, Rex's leadership also has a lot of built-in turn meter. In addition, whenever any ally suffers a critical hit, all Trooper allies are going to gain 15% turn meter. All right, so, and even if they're not clones, they also gain half that. Any sort of turn meter gains will get it. Imperial Troopers, that'll work as well, okay? So loads and loads of options to get bonus turns super, super quickly. If you are farming it, you can always do it on these bonus sector nodes right at the end, all right? If not, if you don't have Gungans, don't worry, there are still solutions for you. Maul, for example, you can use Maul and you can throw in the likes of Django and Canderous. And if we throw in Watt at the start, you can even throw in the likes of Han Solo. Han Solo takes a bonus turn at the start of battle with his Shoot's First ability. That counts. You can also throw in Darth Vader here. Darth Vader with Merciless Massacre. But also, if you really wanted to, you could also use this to farm up your victories with Brutus, okay? The reason this works, it's really, really handy, guys. Maul starts with Frenzy, so if you've got Watt in the team, you can go ahead and place, say, Weapons Tech over here on Canderous. That's going to trigger the Frenzy, giving Maul 100% turn meter. That is not a bonus turn, okay? But that's okay. We'll use the first special over here. That's going to trigger a lot of attacks and give Canderous a bunch of turn meter, and then he uses a special. Great. So now we are in a position where we got 5 stacks of Seething Rage, basically, okay? We got 5 stacks over here of Anguish, which means we can use Seething Rage 5 times. Seething Rage, every time you use it, grants you a bonus turn. So us doing this gives us 5 bonus turns, basically. Really, really handy. Really, really handy way of getting it done. Obviously, it's not going to get you 50 in one battle, but you can use this a number of times, and it won't prevent you. It won't stop you from ever having those bonus turns, right? You know what I mean? Like, you can't prevent bonus turns. It's a pretty reliable way of getting them done. Like I said, Vader with Merciless Massacre, if you go up against like a Gungan's team, as long as he gets that turn, goes into Merciless Massacre, he gets a bunch of bonus turns that way. Han Solo shoots first, that is also a bonus turn. You see we've got extra bonus turns there. Farm this at the end nodes if you want. You can do it as you progress, but you can still do this to get extra data cache, and you can use it to get extra datacrons for your inventory as well. Really, really good way of getting it done. Now, when it comes to tanks, it gets a little bit iffy. I'll be honest, they're not a great faction. You really want to wait until you've got some good solid data discs to get through this, unless you've got a deep roster. Obviously, JML is the easiest one to get this done. He's got that inherited teachings. He's going to be passing a lot of damage out whenever he's doing that calling. Just throw him in with a full team of Jedi tanks. You'll be okay on the whole. Rebel tanks, obviously, I would just go ahead and use Princess Leia, or Leia Organa rather. Throw in all of the Rebel tanks that you've got. You've obviously got Kanan and Zeb over here, both Phoenix, a little bit of synergy together. Old Ben and Stormtrooper Han, these are, quite common old units, and a lot of people have Leia in general. Empire tanks, you can go in with an Inquisitorius setup, so I'm using Reva's lead with Ninth Sister, then I'm just throwing in Shore Trooper, Gar Saxon, and Scorch. Anything that's got just even a little bit of Empire synergy just so they can play together will work. Sith tanks, yes, I've got Kylo Ren over here. There isn't a full 5 squad of Sith tanks, but Malgus with Malak is going to carry almost all of this, so the remaining 3 don't really matter that much. And then finally, I've got a mercenary team over here with Balin. Balin is going to carry. You're just really looking to support this with good solid data disk setups, something like Zealous Ambition with a lot of Vitality data disks, that sort of thing. Honestly, I highly recommend farming those tank victories on this bonus sector node at the end so you can at least get some datacron mats. If you are comfortable going through the sector as you go earning those rewards, then absolutely be my guest. When it comes to getting Brutus to survive, go ahead and use something that's going to get you out of the gate. So I like CLS teams a lot here because hands shoot first, lots of TM, lots of control, lots of damage output. Throw Brutus in as your last character and pick teams that you know you can take apart. The bonus sector node at the end is useful. Come back with strong data discs. Maybe just do this like 3 battles a day. Keep that stamina nice and high. You can also use Inquisitorius. If you've got any data discs that really support this, it's absolutely phenomenal. Using Reva, Grand Inquisitor, and then any 2 others. I've thrown in Ninth Sister over here because Ninth Sister is another source of tanking basically, and throw Brutus in the end. And we went over it earlier, but using Maul with Watt and Canderous and a +1, I'm using Django here because he's good damage, with Brutus will also be a good way to be able to defeat the enemy team before they get a turn. Again, just farm those bonus nodes. The mid-sector boss then against Seer. There are 2 feats here. You can do them both in one battle if you have got a strong team to work with, okay? You need to win with Kix. Kix needs to survive, and you need to win with Jocasta Nu. All right, let's go over a couple of options. This first one over here, I'm going in with a Rey team. So I'm taking in Rey with Ben and Kat. I'm taking in Jocasta and Kix over here. So this is sort of a double bubble. Obviously, my Jocasta, my Kix have got plenty of relic levels of investment. You might want to take in some sort of pre-taunting tank, something like maybe L3 to make sure that they can't hit anybody else. The reason I say that is because there is no AoE damage in this enemy team, okay? The only person you really have to look out for is that Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, okay? She can basically one-tap a single unit. We're using Rey here because A, good damage, and because B, she will put damage immunity on those characters, making them a little bit more survivable. I'd like to think if you've got Jocasta Nu, she probably has some decent levels of investment. She is a Conquest unit and is used in the raid currently. It's kind of the same for Kix, but I don't expect as many people to have that. So obviously, any data discs that you've got is going to make this a little bit better. The ultimate from Rey is going to do good damage, and you've got Kat here passing additional stats out to the team, as well as providing you with a source of an insta-kill. You do not need to use Kat, obviously, but Kat is just a really great addition to this team. And so you get rid of all of them. You can't actually target Seer until you've killed all of her allies. You do have to worry about her big hit, so trying to control her is pretty important. Now this is obviously a strong team used to get both of those feats done in one. If you want to go in and use just a single unit, you can do as well. For example, in this team, I just took in Kix over here, and I used a Darth Revan team with Traya. I took in Traya just so I can isolate Crew so he's not constantly taunting. You could also theoretically isolate the Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. That will stop her gaining buffs, so she won't deal as much damage. Unfortunately, with this team, it's not an ideal team. I just wanted to kind of test to see if it worked. Is you can't, because you can't target Seer, you can't get like mass AoE fears done, which is a bit of a shame. The priority target is definitely going to be Fulcrum. She is the real pain in the tuchus. Unfortunately, Seer over there placed that damage immunity, but across the long run, you will eventually get through. Now, the good thing about this is it does also help towards your Stagger feat, because you do have Bastila Shan Fallen over here. Her second special with the Fear also triggers Stagger, so you're getting a little bit of a 2-for-1 here. Not a perfect team by any stretch of the imagination, but once you got the ball rolling, you start getting some life drains out of Malak. He will be able to deal with the likes of Crew. You've also got heal immunity from Treya as well. Now, obviously, you need your kicks to survive, so you do kind of need to damage output as quickly as possible. I'm not running data discs in this setup, I don't think, so there is that. I might be running data discs on this one, I can't remember, but I don't think it was anything crazy important. So again, try to take out Fulcrum when you get the opportunity. Once Fulcrum is gone, there's no real threat in terms of damage outside of Seer herself with her big AoE, but provided you have Malak taunting a lot of the time, he's going to take reduced damage from that hit. So all the way damage over there, and just trying to focus down taking out Fulcrum over here. Also, with kicks in the team, you are actually going to work on some profit, which is a global feat. Now, you won't get a lot, you'll probably get 5 or 6, but it's still 5 or 6 more than you'd get otherwise, which is quite nice. Now, getting profit, it's actually relatively easy, especially if you've got someone like Maz. If you don't have Maz, you are going to have to rely on the likes of Ithano. Ithano with Brutus is really good, so is Captain Silvo, but again, you will need a certain level of investment in them. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily need high levels of relics, but you will need good modding. I will cover that in a separate video. Alright, so we just deal with Crew there, and then that's the end of that. As you see, we take him down, Seer gets death marked. Even with the death mark, she actually can't be targeted until all her allies are gone. It's just a modifier on that actual battle. The end sector boss then, you can obviously, with that mid sector boss, you can swap kicks for Jocasta and do the same sort of thing. Obviously, if you've got things like JML with what, just take JML with what, and then whatever units you need, and just go ham, okay? So, the Rancor has got 2 feats. First of all, CLS Solo. We'll cover CLS Solo first and foremost. So, what you want to do with this one is you want to mod your CLS to have a lot of tenacity in an ideal world. You know, if you've got data discs, that's fine. I'm not running any data discs at all right now, so I've got him modded for a lot of speed, 351 speed, and a lot of tenacity, 109% tenacity. I say a lot of tenacity, it's a decent amount of tenacity, right? All you're looking to do is only use his basic and his first special, okay? Because that will control the turn meter, but also when CLS is not in call to action, excuse me, when he's not in call to action, you'll see that he's got 100% additional tenacity. The Rancor over here can literally stun lock you if you don't have good tenacity. Okay, so very important. You see that resisted? That's what we're looking for. You see, even there with 100% additional tenacity and our additional tenacity from modding, you can still get stunned. So you really want to make sure that the Rancor can't stun lock you, okay? Which is why I don't use the call to action very much. Now, it might take a couple of attempts, but you should be okay all in all. What I might do here is I might actually use call to action just to strip away all his turn meter and then try to finish him off at the end. But generally speaking, so long as you don't get stun locked at the start, you should be okay to solo this with CLS. Lots of speed, lots of tenacity. Bit of potency is okay, but once you land that first tenacity down, you should be alright. Good. So that's the CLS solo. The next one is the weird team. So here's the team. We're going with a T-Bow lead, Royal Guard, Jyn Erso, TIE Fighter Pilot, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Yes, I have an R9 T-Bow. Feel sorry for me. Okay, so T-Bow's leadership over here grants a lot of stealth, which is really good. The other benefit is when we've got stealth, we're able to remove 100% turn meter with T-Bow. I would highly recommend just throwing a bunch of potency on him. Mine's got 83% potency with only 34. I've not remodded this guy at all. You've got Royal Guard. He's got his tanky nature. That's great. Jyn Erso, also mod her for decent potency. This could be higher, truth be told, because on her Truncheon Strike over here, she can remove all turn meter and then she gains it, right? Which is great. So it's all about controlling. TIE Fighter Pilot, you want to have decent crit chance on him. When he crits on a basic, he's going to inflict 2 tenacity down for 2 turns. Really valuable. Means you don't need to worry about potency. And then Qui-Gon Jinn. Honestly, don't know why he's there, but he is. He's part of the feat. Okay, now obviously I've done this once, so my stamina is a little bit lower. Hopefully, we'll still be able to get this done. So you want to start off with the Truncheon Strike. You want to strip away all that turn meter just like that. And then we're going to pass over to T-Bow. I probably should have passed over to, what's his face, truth be told, TIE Fighter Pilot. Get that stealth. I'll just slap him around. Just a basic over here. And then we want to do that basic to get Tenacity down. Wonderful. And then I'm going to call the assist. Great. Let's go ahead and get the tank up. And once again, we want to strip that turn meter with Jin. Beautiful. And strip the turn meter. Beautiful. And let's keep that Tenacity down rolling. Let's strip that turn meter once again. Oh, she missed. Oh my lord. Jin, what are you doing to me, honey? What are you doing to me? Okay, let's just pass it round over here. Get back over to T-Bow. Take away that turn meter. Let's keep that Tenacity down on. Let's call the assist. Ooh, nearly. Come on, Jin. Yes, strip the turn meter. Don't miss. Oh, Tenacity down and he resisted. There's always a 15% base chance that you resist a debuff, okay? Turn meter reduction counts as a debuff, so they can resist that even if they've got Tenacity down. Always looking to call the assist over here. Let's get that taunt up. Let's get that basic, and the Rancor kills over. Obviously, with less gear investment, with less relic investment, that's going to be a bit harder, but try and mod for lots of speed, lots of potency, and a bit of survivability. Make sure you've got those abilities maxed out, and you will be good to go, ladies and gentlemen. And just to double show, we're not using any data discs here at this point, so you should be absolutely fine. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Sector 1. I will get Sector 2, 3, 4, and 5 out as soon as I possibly can for you. Make sure you stay tuned, turned on those notifications, and make sure you are subscribed. I will see you in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.